Morton put barrel staved cubes in his mellow staved aged Latakia blend, both in cask and can, to infuse it with a unique whiskey character, at once delicate and rich. He considered his skillful, crafted, beautiful, balanced mixture to be a stellar achievement of well stocked well stocked cellar. A mellow, fragrant Latakia blend enhanced with staved cube cuts from barrels used to mature and flavor Morton's own special whiskey. Aha. Okay. Obviously, I'm reading this off the can. I'm not reading it off the internet or anything like that. This is my round two, as it says there, of my shout out for my earlier today, which I had to, at the very end of it, had to cut real short when I got to a certain point. Things caught up with me there and had to stop, but I still wanted to do a review on this. I have never, let me get this up here, folks, so you can see that I got to it. I was able to get, fortunately enough, and I'm not going to get into what I got into early, so I do apologize if anybody had a little bit of problems with what I said earlier, but I wasn't meaning it to create waves or anything. I just stating an opinion, my own opinion, so please leave it at that. That I did get some of this, and this is a brand spanking new can, hasn't been popped yet. These are 100-gram cans, as most of you that deal with the gram scale and in the McClellan's, what's left out there in McClellan's. I've been on the internet for just a few minutes today trying to look for some more, just in case I could possibly find some more. But no, there's no more out there that I can find, unless we just happen to see another, whoops, they found some more and they want to just get it on the market and get rid of it. So I don't know why I did that, but I'll take that back off because that's what this is all about. This is going to be, as quickly as I can do this, an opinion of this Latakia blend of whiskey barrel oak cast barrels that have been chopped up and put in there and aged over time to get the Morton's to get the flavoring of this. I have never tried it. Now, as McClellan is going out of business and selling out or retiring, there again, I'm just saying that's what's going on. And we all know that. There's enough of us that are going to be watching this, and hopefully people will stick around long enough to watch it, are going to understand all the characteristics. And I just did that little bit of a reading to be my intro to this. I still have heard people, even after I did my little video, and I've heard some people earlier, and we'll probably hear people for actually months. We'll probably hear people, not saying whining and crying. I don't want to make it sound like that they're coming across that way or I'm coming across that way. It's just stating a fact that they're going away, and we know it. And I was a little late, obviously, a lot late, because there's a lot of the McClellan brands that I have not tried, and virtually I have not tried any of them. If it really comes down to it, I may have in the past and just have not known that I have. Okay, some blend out there that I don't know, or a mixture that somebody has given me that was a mixture of McClellan's and whatever the case may be. I don't remember ever trying it, even though I may have. Okay, so I was lucky enough, like I was saying in my earlier video today, that the Sarge, love you, man, love you. But anyway, Sarge, I heard you talking about, somebody just said, and because he was talking about how he was not going to get the chance to get some, he didn't think, unless he was just lucky. And when it came down to it, he was able to get quite a bit when it was all said and done. And I'm glad he did. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that to say that I'm upset because he got it and I didn't. No, that's not it. Whoever gets it first gets it. I don't care how they get it, as long as it's done legitimately, legally. That type of situation is what I'm getting at. Or if somebody passes it on to you, that's more power to you also. That's however you get it, you get it. But I was fortunate enough to get 2 tins of the 100 gram tins. I am freakishly happy that I got them. So what I want to do real quick is I do want to get a bowl packed. So I am gonna. That's gonna be my housekeeping. This is a no name fryer. This is a basket fryer for my brick and mortar here in my local that I broke in several times ago. Got quite a bit of tobacco through it. But yes, it's had a lot of aromatic through it, but it's had some John Colton through it, and some plast. Anyway, I can't say it. Another Latakia Greek blend that I got from Stufflets. So it's had a little bit of everything through it. So I haven't smoked it in probably 2 or 3 weeks now, at least 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not 100%. I've been smoking when I am smoking. I have been smoking a different pipe, and I just haven't got. This one smokes really well, and I like it very much so. And it's got a good deep bowl in it. Like I said, it's heavily rusticated. I mean the wide graining of the rustication, smooth upper top of the bowl, and it's just a basic stem. Um, so it is what it is on that. So get off that part of that of the pipe because it's just a standard old no name, no markings on it whatsoever. I don't know who made it for who or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter. Our brick and mortar has it as their baskets, for anywhere from $15 to $35 or basket ones. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no cracks in it. There's no splits in it. There's no gouges or whatever in it. It's just whatever reason it ended up being in the basket bunch. But I want to get into this because, like I said, it's a Latakia blend. I haven't smoked a tremendous amount of anything Latakia, and I'm learning. And so this is going to be my opinion of Rod Morton's. I've already got like I said, I got 200 grams of it. Here's my little Froggy Morton, and that's my little label to that. Like I said, to put into my cellar, and it is what it is. It's nothing fancy, just because obviously I don't have enough to unless I hope to only smoke it an occasional because I do want to get unless I just flat out because we're all human. I may start smoking it and I may not like it. Now, with that being said, 99.9% of all of the tobaccos, I may not have liked them as much as other tobaccos, but I still like them all. I mean, the buku amount of them that I have of all my aromatics and what little bit of that English blends and that type of stuff. So like I was saying when I was on, happened to stop by Sergeant Savinelli's channel to get his little ditty of the day, and they were talking, and I've watched a couple of his videos that day, and then they was talking about the McClellan, what was going on there again, and he was doing his thing of, "Oh, is me, I'm not going to be able to get it anymore. I love the stuff, blah blah blah." One of his favorites, not his the favorite, but one of his favorites. And then a roundabout way, he got a few of them, but then somebody logged back in and commented that, hey, pipes smoking smokingpipes.com, say it right, got it back in a couple days later when we were back on his website again, and somebody left the comment that they had it. So I didn't even wait to see what the Sarge said or anybody else said, because there wasn't too many comments or anybody shouting back or anything on his channel. I just stopped the feed of his the video. I just stopped it and put the video down in my tray down here, and went straight to the website, Smoking Pipes, and just to see, because I was sure I was too late. Period. Too late. And come to find out, they had the 100-gram cans and the 50 grams, but they had a few of the, and it said low on stock. If you want it, get it now. And for obvious reasons, because everybody's going off half cocked and they're wanting the, they're wanting it. Well, like I was saying in my, here we go again, my previous video, I had just barely enough of my allowance, as I call it, left over. And I stretched myself by doing 200 grams, but I went ahead and did it. So they showed up yesterday. I didn't get to do the box opening yesterday. I did that earlier today. So if somebody's watching this one for the first time and haven't seen the first one that I did this morning on the actual box opening, Yabo, please go back and check it out. Then you'll get what's going on here now, and where I'm coming back and finally doing a review of the tobacco itself. So without further ado, let's get to this, because after so many times in one day, people get tired of each other. I know how that goes, and we're not saying that because that you guys are or you guys aren't. I just don't want you to see fresh can. Just, yeah, I hope you heard that pop. It's there. Oh man, just that right there smells good. And the Latakia, I can pick that smell out, because I am figuring out how to distinguish between some of them, not all of them yet, because I'm still green at this, guys. Because like I said, I'm on the aromatic side. So when I pop one open or open a baggie open or whatever the case may be, I know what toppings smell like. Please, I understand what whiskeys and bourbons and all that stuff smells like, but it's more of the aromatic side of it that you're getting than anything than the like I said, the Periques, the Turkish, the Orientals, Latakias, whatever. I know there's whiskey in this. Obviously, we understand that because it's a whiskey oak cast blend, and I like it. Now I know some of you guys are going to say, "Oh, he's just opening that can, and he's is he going to do what I think he's going to do? He's going to he, he's going to fill a bowl right away, and hasn't let it air a little bit. He hasn't let it dry a little bit, so it'll. Yeah, I personally, yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stuff a bowl like I just showed you in the pipe that I am, and this is a nice heavy, what I want to say a little bit more than mid length. It's more of a longer length ribbon. And most of you guys here again know, and I'm just doing this for the younger sex that are just coming in, younger generation of pipe smokers that are just coming into this. Hopefully you can see this. The light is good enough. I don't know if I can do this where you guys can. There you go. There you go. That's much better lighting on that. Now that's, you can see it. It must have some Virginian in it. I don't know. But this says Latakia, and it doesn't say anything about any other one. But I'm not sure the total type of different ingredients. That's just what the container says. So I'm just assuming, because I don't see anything else on here that says anything about, other than the whiskey topping, the cask, wood cask flavoring that you're getting into that. And so, and it's got some fairly, as you guys can see, some fairly large tobacco leaf in there. I'm trying to do this without spilling it all over the stinking place. But you can see what I'm talking about. It's got some good dark. And then, like I said, the other ribbon cut that's in here is a lighter color. That could be, I'm sorry, not to blind people there, but that could be, see if I get a little bit of light on it. I don't know if that's which or what that particularly, that leaf is. And I mean, I've got some nice, good sized leaves in there. And that's enough of that too. But that's what it looks like. And most of us know what it looks like. I mean, I know what it looks like. Don't get me wrong. I've seen it before. I've just never have smoked it before. Okay, let me get that kind of said there. So with all that being said, I'm just doing this to give you my first impression, my opinion of this. So here we go again, guys. If you've watched any of my videos at any given time, you also know that I have a bad tendency, because I am a lot of times doing this stuff just a hair bit wet. And I'm not saying it's real wet, because it doesn't feel that gummy or wet to me. It feels pretty good. I mean, there is a little bit of moisture content, I can tell that. And I want to get a mixture of it. I don't want to get just the dark or just the lighter leaf in there, or whatever the case may be. I know it's been blended long enough and been setting long enough that it should meld the flavors together. We know it should have been. But there again, pack, and I'm just using my finger to pack it as quickly as I can, because I don't want, taking time and stuff here. I don't want to overpack it, obviously. Because if it is a little bit wet, it's going to take. I'm gonna pack it just a little bit with a tamper, my little antler poker, and so anyway, just read something on the. So forgive me, people, for losing it there just for a second. But pack this. I'm not going to pack it really tight, really a whole lot, because I just want to give it a first impression on it, and it will need a little bit of air through it to start getting it to dry, and for it to stay lit, because who knows how well it's going to stay lit. And it's got a really tremendously good draw through it. It's not a tight draw. I do like mine just a slight tight, but not so tight that because tight sometimes, or too loose, you can get both effects both ways. So this is just so I can do this on air, give you an opinion, then let you folks go. Just a little bit more. I guess. Yeah, that's going to be enough just to get me through this video. Because I don't want it to burn too hot or too quick, either way. And I just had, there it is. I bought me a little jet line pipe lighter. Now these aren't the most expensive. They're not the most inexpensive, but my just real quick review of these. They seem to work fairly decent. I haven't bought me any butane for it yet, so I got to get that done tomorrow, because we'll be out tomorrow. Got errands and doctor's appointments to take care of tomorrow. Again, beginning of the week, anyway. But I need to get some butane for it. My Zippo lighters, they're great lighters. Don't get me wrong, people. They're good lighters. Just a shout out on them too. But it is true, Zippo lighter fluid, to get a true impression. And I know this isn't the best way. I should be doing this. And just thought of that. I am going to do it that way, guys. I'm not going to use my. I know a lot of guys say, "Oh, it doesn't matter," but I think your first impression of a pipe tobacco would match after the sulfur and the the combustion part of the match burns off, you get the better sense of what you're tasting from the tobacco out of it. Then after that, you can smoke it however you want. But the very first one, I always, if it's a, especially when it's a brand spanking new tobacco to me. I'm sorry, I don't have a good striker for these kitchen matches right now. These are true kitchen matches that I'm using this to strike on anything kitchen matches. It's already starting to want to try to go out, but I'll get it to. Now that's just burning off the icky stuff. And definitely right off the bat, I will tell you that familiar Latakia taste. And there it went out. So I don't mind that the very first time because obviously we know how that works. What we're doing here, get our char and get everything, and then and this is a little wet. It's not super wet. Please don't get me wrong there, but it's not dry either. So it may take just a few times. Okay, guys, let me tell you real quick. Like I said, that's just that first impression right there. I got the Latakia. And then right there, what I just did, I got a sense of what I call um, not match burn, but some sort of a what I would consider a weed. Got to understand where I'm coming from when I say that, guys. It's not saying that I was tasting match. I was tasting something off the tobacco itself. And as new as I am to some of these English blends and stuff, I mean, really new, I have to say this, is that right off the very first burns, that initial burn of the match into the tobacco, I can tell and I'm understanding a lot more of a Latakia. It's not strong, but you know it's Latakia because I can tell that flavor. And I like it. Don't get me wrong, I like it. It's not strong by any means, so it's not overwhelming. It's not tongue burning. And I like it. So now it's burning pretty good. I mean, it's not a real hot burn or heavy burn, but it. Yeah, I'll need to keep chooching just a slight amount on it, obviously, because it, like I said, it is a little bit sticky moist, not heavy sticky moist, but just a little bit. But I just do the vortex a little bit there, the, the chamber draw, and that helps just a little bit. I don't want to do that too much because I don't want to heat my bowl up so much that because stickier tobacco, what little bit of toppings they have on some of these, you do that, and you'll really get them to get to cooking hot, especially towards the top of your bowl. And then all of a sudden you go yow your fingers. So yeah, I do understand that, guys. But I can tell you this real quick, so we can get this virtually over with. Is that I I don't taste a whole lot of whiskey or anything like that. It's probably going to take me a half to three quarters of a bowl, maybe a couple bowls to finally say um, to say that yes, I can taste one flavor. You know, taste the wood of the oak or the oak and the whiskey and all that stuff. What I am tasting right now is tremendously pleasant, tremendously pleasant. So I am liking it. And if it was a bad tasting flavor or a tobacco that I just despise, and I can turn right around and show you some large containers of some tobaccos that I've got down there that, Lord have mercy, I wish that I never bought them. That's not saying I won't smoke them. I will get rid of them and I'll use them like I've said in several videos before. I'll use them for mixing purposes and that type of stuff. But I'm not going to throw money away in that aspect, even though I don't despise them. Don't get me wrong, but I don't I don't like them as my everyday or once a week, maybe once a month for something to change, different, to chase my taste buds with something else, or like I said, mix it with something else to extend out what I've got there, so I get the flavors out of the other tobaccos and stuff. I got some Turkish blend stuff that I just now Turkish tobacco. Now let me get this set out to everybody, set out there to everybody. There's a lot of good Turkish tobaccos out there that I don't mind at all. But this is, we want to say, it's not a no-name brand. It's been around for a long time, a lot of years. It's just not a well-publicized and well-pushed blend. And it's more of a tobacco, what I want to say, a cigarette tobacco blend. Even though it was sold as pipe tobacco, it was still more of a cigarette cut, more for rolling and that type of stuff. There we go. Yeah, it went out. I want to try. I want to try the butane side of this and see what it tastes like. Also, let's give you guys another indication. And actually, guys, yeah, there's just I want to say a hint way in the background of there was something there from the from the butane, but not really. I haven't. I've used that lighter for a day and a half, 2 days now, and it's not giving me that. I do the match thing like I was telling you in the beginning to get the true flavor of whatever I'm trying out to give me a good idea, so I can get a truer. Then I don't want to say yuck the first time around and then never go back to the tobacco and then it sets forever and then that's not a good thing either. And I put it out. My fault. Here we go again. You guys know me. If you watch me at all, you know that I first few times I have a real miserable time with it, keeping it lit, keeping it going. But it seems like when it just starts to dry out a little bit from drawing through it and drawing heat through it, and then I get off the air because and then I come back on the air saying, "Oh, we'll do a second review of it because or second thought on it." And And as soon as I get back on air, it seems to want. Always when I get off the air, I mean, we all know that that's just the nature of the beast. Now I'm liking that. Now I've had some. I don't know if it's a combination of Perique and Latakia together that gets it so strong, but I'm liking that mild hint of this Frog Morton in that Latakia. I am really liking it. And I don't know why that now is keeps going out. I don't have an honest clue on that. And I'm gonna pat this down one more time and do it one more time, and then finish out my review of this because, truthfully, and in all seriousness, that is a pleasant, 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 and this is for Sergeant Savinelli also, a very, 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 very pleasant smelling and tasting so far tobacco. I am liking this a tremendous amount. And I'm not a tobacco waster. As long as it doesn't have hair and particles of other stuff in it, as long as it's a true leaf of the tobacco, and I can get it out from underneath my fingernail. Sorry, folks. Trying to be gross there. There we go. Got it down in there. I'm liking this stuff. I'm liking this stuff a lot. Damn it to hell, Jim. I'm saying it that way as a joke. You know, Star Trek. I can't give her any more. Well, McClellan's. Shame on you, McClellan's. But there, I'm going to go back and say this. I'm just saying that as a joke. I find something that first impressions, I'm loving this stuff. Then I'm not going to be able to get it no more. Well, you guys in the YouTube, I don't beg for nothing. I will not beg for anything from this pipe community. If anybody gets to know me, I do not. But if you don't like your Frog Morton cellar and you want to get rid of it and you want to pass it on, I'll put my hand up and say I'm first already in just this, not even a quarter of a bowl that I've smoked already, maybe an eighth of a bowl, because it's not so overwhelming with the flavors. The flavors meld together really well. That I'm really loving this. So Sergeant Savinelli, no wonder you said what you said about this when you found out and thought you weren't going to be able to get any more. I know you bought a buku amount of cans that you said you did. More power to you. I'm happy that you did. Now you've got some that'll last you a long time. And here again, this is not me begging. This is just saying if there is anybody out there that they don't like it and they want to pass it on, and we can come up with an agreement on you want to sell it to me or trade it, or I'm just saying this just as because I can already tell you just as eighth of a bowl, 16th of a bowl, quarter bowl, I don't know how much, just I just smoked a little bit here. That's not a ungodly harsh, even though you see the smoke cloud come up and everything. Not on a harshly, you can just say very, very bit nip because of the heat and a little bit of the tobacco nip on the tongue, and it goes right away. And I like that when it just starts to burn. I like that flavor when it just starts to burn good. That is a very, very, very pleasant. Now I'm understanding, folks. I'm getting a better picture of Englishes and the other types of tobaccos out there. I'm just using Englishes because that comes to mind so quick. I'm not saying that's the only, but I'm just saying of the tobacco. I'm learning something a little bit late, please. I mean, when I first started smoking, a buku amount of years ago. I mean, this is back in the late, late 70s. I won't tell you exactly when because that's to get me in trouble. I'm saying this. Um, that I smoked a little bit of some. I don't know what they were, English or who's or what. Because like I was saying, back during my infancy stage of this, I was pretty dumb on this. I just whatever the B and M, and I will say that wasn't. It was oh I'm trying to think of the. I can't even think of the place because I used to deal with them all the time. I used to love to go in there and just sit there and smell their humidor and all that stuff when I was a real young kid when I just first moved out of home. Um, Tinderbox. There we go, Tinderbox. They were my go-to at that time because that's all we had in this city. I mean, we had the basic tobacco stores. I mean, cigarette stores. Let's put it that way, not tobacco stores. There's a difference to me, please. Please, back in the 70s when before we went to this crunch of everybody started hating and chasing and saying we're killing each other and well we're killing each other with everything that's out there and I'm not condoning what we're doing here, don't get me wrong in that aspect. I'm just saying, before the stuff hit the proverbial about this and then the government started getting into it and then society started looking against it for a lot of us and a lot of different people. Now, I'm advocating for moderation, 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 moderation. But that's back to where we were, not my preaching, please. I like this. Like I said, that first initial when it burns off and you get everything through there, and then it's just pure straight tobacco burning. I like it, and I snuffed it a little bit there. And I'm liking that taste of the relight. That's what I'm talking about. Not because of the lighter taste, because of what it's the intensity that it pushes a little bit with the Latakia. And I can tell the Latakia because I'm starting to, like I said, I'm starting to understand that flavor through all the other tobaccos that I've been experimenting with here lately with a quarter ounce, just a bowl of it that's been sent to me or, well, Pipe Cat, I will say this, Larry, sent me that John Cotton that I love the heck out of. That's got some good Latakia and Perique flavoring in that stuff, and I enjoy that stuff. But this is on a I don't know crossover type, good tasting. I like this. And that may be because of how the whiskey is mixed in there with it. I'm not getting a what we want to say because I know what I made the mistake in my infancies years again because I dried a tobacco out just to save my ha-ha side of this again. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. That I over spritzed some tobacco that was, I mean, very, very crusty dry. And I spritzed it down and let it set for not even an hour with all the moisture that I put in because I didn't know how much or how little. I just wet it down because I knew it was too dry to smoke because it would just burn. I mean, you let it and it was gone. I mean, it just disappeared. So what I did was thought, well, I'm interested in it, um, and it took me a few lightings using matches because I didn't have lighters back then, and I lit that stuff up, and the actual whiskey was burning off in it. That's how strong and how hot it got when it finally lit off. That is, and I'm assuming besides the whiskey, not just the whiskey, because the whiskey was 100 and some odd proof, and I don't remember what flavor it was. If it was rum or I know rums aren't whiskey, but anyway, you know what I mean. The whatever alcohol that I was using at the time was really strong, and then the tobacco may have still had quite a bit of nicotine in it. When I got that burning, and I got just a quarter to a half of the bowl down because I smoked it too hard, chooched on it too much, and boy, did I get sick. So that kind of put me off from smoking for believe it or not, quite a few years. Boy, that pulls through. That tastes good. That's not harsh at all. Not, some people love Perique's flavoring, love Latakia flavorings, strong. I'm an aromatic type of guy, obviously, like everybody has learned. I love my aromatic flavors. I can go through the gamut of the flavors I like of aromatics, but this is pleasant and pleasurable. So, guys, I'm a day late and a dollar short on getting the. Uh, if at the time, if I would have known what I know today, when I first started buying my tobaccos before McClellan even mentioned the fact that they were thinking about going out of businesses, I'm talking about close to a year ago, I would have bought a couple, 2 to 3 pounds of this stuff and cellared it all. And this one I just opened, I'm just going to get the lid back on it right now. Because if you guys learn anything about me as you watch my videos and talk to me and everything, I'm a person that loves to keep my tobaccos not wet, just slightly moist, which I mean, it's got just a little bit of consistency to it. So you let it set out for a few minutes it's dried enough to smoke it just fine. That's aromatics. That is even in my, like I say, in my English blends that I've been slowly starting to collect. Any of them, it doesn't matter. Uh, Orientals, Turkish, doesn't matter. Any of it. Even my natural herb blends that I mix myself. I do some herbs. Here again, go back to this. I don't do any of that illicit herbs. Please don't get me wrong. I just do the natural stuff that some companies sell. What they call I don't know how to say it. There's natural herb stores that are on the internet that I order occasionally. A few ounces of different herbs like raspberry herbs and orange herbs, the leaves and that type of stuff. Now I do those because I like mixing those. Like I said, that's an aromatic, and then some of them do have properties to them that are beneficial, and some obviously. And they say burning of any type of that type of stuff, if if done incorrectly, I mean it's carcinogenics because of the burning part of any of it. We understand that, guys. Burning anything and inhaling it into your body is generally speaking not the best for any of us. But if it's done the natural, holistic way, or I don't know how you pronounce that or say that with the herbs and stuff, there is some benefits to them. And I'm not condoning or condemning. I'm just saying, and I do mix some stuff up every once in a while just to have them. And because I like some of the flavors, especially. And there I yak too long again. So with all that being said, there's my opinion of Frog Morton's Cellar. I like it. I like it too much already, and sorry folks, I missed out. I got some. I didn't miss completely out. I did get to taste it and say, yeah, I know what that flavor was at one time. When so many years down the road, when everybody is really starting to run out of it. I know some of you are going to have enough to last you 10 years down the road. Some of us only going to have enough to last us maybe a year. I don't know. I don't foresee myself smoking it every day because I refuse to for the first thing. But I will smoke it occasionally so I get the flavor and enjoy it. Change my taste buds out of the other stuff that's smoked. There's a whole still world of different flavors that are out there, guys. You know that. We don't need to whine and cry, like I was saying earlier today. We don't need to whine and cry about it. Yes, it happened, and yes, it's going to happen. We're going to lose other people down the road in the coming years and all that stuff. It's going to happen because governments are going to change. You know, the medical industry is going to change. Everything's going to change. So things are going to change. So you got to be all open to change, good, bad, or indifferent. Hopefully, it's for good, but we can't say one way or the other. You know how it's going to change. We hope it's for the better, but we don't know. With all this being said, guys, there's other stuff out there to try that sure we're going to bump into something that we're going to enjoy, and it's going to be able to take place of one or the other that the industry has lost, obviously. So we'll survive. We'll survive. But I'm enjoying this right now while I've got it. So that's what I've got to say. I like it, and I like it a lot. So with that being said, thank you guys for listening to me rant and my little shout out to McClellan's, what's left of them, and the Frog and Morton's Cellar. I love it. So and thanks for everybody that turned me on to it before it was too late to get any. So with that being said, good evening and have a good rest of your week.